I'm Arlindo Noonan. I'm a member of your COM231 class this semester. I'm going to be informing my classmates about being a therapist that merges Eastern and Western traditional medicines. Have you ever been lost or confused or felt like you've hit a wall in life? I've also hit that wall in life. I've exhausted every option. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, over 23.1% of the U.S. adult population experiences some form of mental illness. Many of us know someone or are someone who has experienced hitting that wall. As someone who's come to an understanding with multiple chronic mental and physical health conditions, I also hit that same wall in life. In this speech, I'm going to highlight and exemplify why blending both Eastern and Western traditional medicine is beneficial and can positively impact people in a variety of ways. Merging the two helps improve what works and mitigates what doesn't. By blending Eastern and Western traditional medicines, the stigma and stereotyping of mental health can be challenged. The placebo effect can influence outcomes in both fields of medicines. The placebo effect is jargon for belief in a treatment or outcome that isn't related to the medicine or treatment itself. Maladaptive practices such as bloodletting influences how we stigmatize medicine in society and even classify it as dangerous. Belief in whether a medicine or treatment works in the first place is often the touch point for further treatment. An example of this belief would be a case study conducted by German insurance companies in a meta-analysis. It showed that those who reported increased pain relief, despite acupuncture needles being retractable shams, didn't actually pierce the skin. They reported increased activity and showed it in the prefrontal cortex of the brain, which is an area associated with pain relief and emotional regulation. The placebo effect in Western as opposed to Eastern medicine can better be exemplified in a study conducted on 180 patients, some of which only received a placebo treatment, basically incisions in the same place the surgery would have been conducted, but no surgery was performed. The study results found that the groups that received the surgery didn't report any better functioning when climbing stairs or pain relief than the placebo group, demonstrating how powerful belief in the mind-body connection really and truly is. There are many good points with Eastern traditional medicine as well. Using the good and proven points of Eastern traditional medicine will benefit people by taking away from a concrete or standardized method of diagnosing and treating people. Eastern medicine is adaptive to the environment, which can be important for people who have already exhausted the options of therapy and medications. An example of this is rotating a bowl of flowers and asking the viewer to see from a different perspective. This example is crucial because Eastern medicine is also known as alternative medicine, with emphasis being placed on the word alternative. There's no need to add or remove any flowers because there's no need to change the environment. There have been many cases where someone has benefited from Eastern alternatives rather than traditional Western medicines or surgeries. Eastern medicine includes providing different target modalities. A great deal of Eastern medicine revolves around reading energy balances and imbalances, such as reading somebody's ki or chi, also known as energy, or by referencing the endless cycle of yin and yang. There are several scholarly articles on chi and the cycle of yin and yang that references success with pain relief. Examples of this include acupuncture, tai chi, and even martial arts. However, there are times when more specific or targeted treatment methods are required, which is where the benefits of Western medicine comes in. There are also many good points with Western traditional medicine that address different areas than that of Eastern medicine. An example of this would be that Western medicine changes the environment. This is important to people because some people desperately need immediate care or their life could be endangered. The bowl of flowers would be removed to completely take away the stimulus rather than rotated, and the patient or client would be asked to give their thoughts on their perspective from there. This is important to someone, for example, who may have allergies to flowers. In this case, no amount of exposure to an adjutant will help that person. Other examples of changing the environment are providing hormones for transgender people and surgeries to remove cancer. Various modalities of successful psychotherapy have been introduced in Western medicine. An example of this is cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. Cognitive behavioral therapy focuses on changing one's behavior to improve their lifestyles and centers on thoughts being the primary driver behind behaviors, which is similar yet fundamentally different than Eastern medicine in that it focuses specifically on behaviors to change lifestyle rather than lifestyle to change behaviors. Another example of this is dialectical behavioral therapy, or DBT. DBT is a conglomerate of skills, ideas, tips, and tricks founded by Marsha Linehan to help individuals live a more adaptive lifestyle and mitigate harmful or escalating behaviors that might endanger the health of self or others. DBT is specifically recommended to patients with personality disorders such as borderline personality disorder or BPD, and has been found especially helpful for these conditions. For those who have exhausted themselves experiencing helplessness in some form and beaten themselves up against that wall, seeking out a therapist that blends the two fields of Eastern and Western traditional medicine may well be what helps. When you feel like you've got nowhere left to go in life, always try to seek an alternative. Sometimes the treatment fails the individual, but the individual does not fail treatment. It's safe to say that if one treatment fails you, there just might be an entire alternative world of medicine out there that could be what helps. Here I've got my family with me. Liz, Mom, thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.